Culture evolves at the speed of light, just like your financial needs. When it comes to your money, Credit Karma keeps you in the know and ahead of the game. You can count on Credit Karma to keep up with your financial needs as they evolve. We'll help you monitor your progress and give personalized recommendations so you can make strides towards your goals and find your way to money. Make sure you're on the right track, no matter where you are on your financial journey. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
All right. It is Tuesday. We are a little late because we made a mistake. The mistake was that we felt a little tired, so we were just going to rest for a little bit. And we rested for more than a little bit. So, you might have noticed that we are not at level cap, and we are not on an assassin. Basically, I was doing all the farming that I was going to be able to get to, and I got more lives to do, so we have moved on to our next life. And because we are still doing Inquisitives, and because, well, we are still doing Inquisitives, we are still doing Iconics, and I need Purple Dragon, and I needed Blade Forged, but, you know, I've done the two-handed melee paladin a bunch of times already. So I wanted to do something different. And something different involves, I've heard of this build that's inquisitive, that's a split with Artificer and Paladin and a splash of something else. So we're giving that a shot. Now, is it good? Well, it's inquisitive. So there's a lot of power built in, regardless of whether or not it's actually a good build or not. So, but, you know, we're playing around with it. We did already TR last, I think, Friday. And then, you know, I did 1 or 2 quest chains a day or every other day, and now we're 20. So let's go over what we have so far on the build and where we're planning to go with it. So, starting with heroic trees, we are int based. I had to choose between int and charisma. I have gone with int just because. Mostly because we were int based last life, and it means I don't have to dig for as much gear when we get to cap. So that is an advantage that we have. And so we're 41 points in Inquisitive. These are just pretty standard. Like, I almost never pick up things like Stop in the Name of. I don't really need an action skills boost or wanted scroll mastery or anything. So this is just all the good stuff from Inquisitive. And then we wanted up to Agility Engine here in Battle Engineer. Now, you'd think, well, on the left-hand side there, that's looking like it's having a problem wherein we're missing a lot of damage. But if you look at these, and you look at the crossbow training, what you'll see is 1 attack to all crossbows, 1 damage to all repeating crossbows, and 2 damage to non-repeating crossbows when not dual shooting. So when you parse all that out and you apply it to Inquisitive, what this actually reads is 2 action points for +1 attack, which is an awful rate. So we're not going to do that. Because ideally, we'd come up here and we'd get this, which would give us 10 extra ranged power while we're in Endless Fusillade. Or while we're in No Holds Barred, because they're the same thing. So if you get both of them, your added bonus is you get more ranged power while it's active. But that's 10 points for like +4 attack and a little bit of ranged power when I pop a cooldown. And yeah, I could drop points out of this other stuff, but so let's see. We can't drop all the points out of this because that's only 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. 5. So we only get 2 points back from this row. And then we get 4 points back from this row. No, we can get all the points back from this row. Okay. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No points there. 1, 2, replace that. So basically, I can replace all of my extra action boosts and the int in order to get it. And I prefer the extra action boost, to be perfectly frank. So that's what we have there. And then, these are the only, remaining points we have. Because these are pretty locked in. We need it for int to hit. We need Inquisitive Capstone. And we want to get up here for our 3 imbue dice and 10 double shot. So that leaves us 6 points left. I have chosen to put them into plus 25 PRR and MRR. I might move this around at some point later if I decide I want something else, like if we want to go into, grab some stuff out of this. Okay, well, that doesn't do anything. We can get extra smites. We can get some random other stuff. Of course, this doesn't help us any, so I guess that is worth pointing out that up here we did get the double shot, not the you are treating it as a favored weapon, because if you're not having anything like this line from Might of the Chalice that gives bonuses when using a favored weapon, then there's no benefit to having it be a favored weapon. So we're currently not favored. We also, in our split, we're 14 Paladin, 4 Artificer, and 2 Monk. Now, these 2 can be a bunch of different things, and I looked at a bunch of other things. You can go, if you're Charisma-based, you can go Favored Soul here for Trance. If you can go, Dark Hunter or Rogue for some Sneak dice. I went Monk for extra feats and evasion. So we've got that going for us. Also, because we are Warforged, well, specifically Blade Forged, we have a problem with our dodge. That being that I didn't want to have a capped...
The most important part is the one you need now, and the best partner is the one who can deliver.
That's going to be really annoying if that keeps going. Okay, where were we? Oh, yes. here we are. So the problem is that if I don't take any of the Warforged body feats, the ones that change what armor type you're considered to be in, then you're considered to be in cloth, and your magic resist is capped at 50. And we didn't want to be capped at 50 magic resist. So we took Mithril body, so it's like we're in light armor. Unfortunately, the light armor max dex bonus is very, very low, so we're only going to have 18% chance to dodge. Or probably 20-ish once we apply Reaper bonuses. So that's going to be low, but such is life. Also, we're not centered in Monk, so we don't get certain Monk benefits. But that's okay, because we get deflect arrows and we get an extra feat besides deflect arrows, and we get evasion, so that's good enough for me. Now, oh, and also because we have racial points, we got our SLA for basically heal, but it's a reconstruct. We got some health, we got some healer's friend, we got weapon attachment for an extra half a W, and we got adamantine damage bypass. So some okay defenses and a little bit of bonus damage here from that. Now obviously if we wanted to be more defensive instead of offensive, we could take the points out of here and we could put them here for quality hit points. So that is another option, but it's not the option we've gone with at the moment. Now, moving on to our epic trees. We are, of course, only level 20, like just barely, so we don't have that many points to spend yet, but we are in Fate Singer, Shirati, and Shadow Dancer. Shirati for all of the obvious reasons. The mantle is the best one, and the upgrades, plus double shot. And we do have pin, but I think we're going to be using the Fate Singer Strike more, so we'll get to that in a minute. We go into Shadow Dancer. We're going to be here for like sneak dice and that sort of thing. We have permanent shield now. We have this to update that max dex bonus, which is why we even have up to 18 dodge instead of like 12. And so we still have 3 sneak dice to pick up here. We'll get that later. And then, of course, we've got the Shirati strikes and the vulnerability to Sonic, which goes well with the Sonic damage from our Shirati mantle. And there's not a whole lot more to talk about here, I don't think. Besides the fact that because this split is base Paladin and not something like Alchemist or Wizard, our imbue dice are actually quite low. So, like, if this were, say, an Alchemist Rogue split, we would end up with, let's see, we would have 3 more from Rogue, and we would have, so we would have 9 more imbue dice at this point if we were on a more imbue dice focused build. And we don't have that build. What we do have from this build, with like the Artificer split and whatnot, is that we do have things like more double shot. And we do have even more double shot down here with Paladin buffs. So if we look at our just standing stats here at 20, not 21, so we don't have Keep on the Borderlands gear. So just standing around in town, we have 77 double shot, and we have 73 ranged power. Now, granted, this is with at least some filigree on level, because we do have our Epic Storm, and we do have it with at least a few slots in it. So we have 5 slots in this. We haven't actually populated all of those slots, which we should probably do at this point. But yeah, let's do that. So I'd leveled it up, but I hadn't been using it, so we have 2 empty things. The question is, what do we put in it? Because we can either just drop 2 random ranged power things in it, or we can drop a set bonus that gives imbue dice. So we can do Resonation. What is it? Reverberation. So unfortunately, Reverberation doesn't have a lot of stats that we like. Like, we can grab PRR and reflex saves or something. But the 2-piece bonus on it is imbue dice. So if we look at that, yeah, 2 imbue dice for 2 pieces. So that's one option. We could also just say, okay, we want to put more Wild Hunter in it, or we want to put Crackshot Investigator in it. So Crackshot Investigator, we can do attack and damage. Wow, I really don't have much of that here. I don't have any of the good ones, really. Yeah, so I'd only have do attack and damage and reflex saves, which is not great. The Serpent, we have range power here. We have Dreadnought range power. Oh, actually, Dreadbringer range power might not be bad. Because if we look at Dreadbringer, that's just a bunch of range power. So I think we'll go with Dreadbringer. It's just easy enough to get. And we already have range power, so the other one will be... let's say PRR. There we go. We'll just drop 2 Dreadbringer in here. There we go. Easy 10 more range power and a little bit of physical resist. There we go. The other ones we have in there, of course, we got 2-piece Wild Hunter for some range power, and we have Snow Peaks for an imbue dice, and of course we have a Snow Peaks in here as well. As far as the rest of our gear, it's not anything that special. We've got Charn set, we've got this for deadly, we've got that for a bunch of different stats, really. The things we need to change out, we do need a better rune arm for level 20. I think I've got one at like 23, so that we'll be able to do that. We did switch to this for freedom of movement. We're going to swap these out at 21 for Keep on the Borderlands intelligence items. And this is just here for insightful sheltering. So
choose to follow your instincts. Every Mazda is designed to feel like it
okay,
was made
we
just
need
for you.
something. We need a different playlist here that has fewer ads on it. Come on. Stop that. Okay, there we go. Alright, so that pretty much does it for this. We should probably switch out our cloak and stuff at some point, but at the moment we're basically at good enough. We've got a lot of good stuff going on here. And we've got some running stuff to do. So we will double check for rune arms. And I actually need to check if I have my Pendant of Combat. Yeah, because our current neck is basically just there for deadly, so getting accuracy and deadly on it would be nice. So we'll grab that. And yeah, like we got a Ring of Wicked Insanity here and all that sort of stuff. But if we look at rune arms, I don't think I have any pulled out of storage, really. Besides, let's see, we have an Archaic Device, which is Force, Potency, Elemental Absorb, sure. Oh, we have Lucid Dreams, which is 19. Which is, let's see, we get Spell Lore, we get Nightmare Guard, and we get a Force Rune Arm. Versus Archaic Device, which is also Force. We'll just grab Lucid Dreams. And then, of course, we have Legendary Lucid Dreams for when we are closer to cap. So, Lucid Dreams, if we want to compare it. So, higher max charge tier. We don't care about the corrosion and stuff on this other one. But, yeah. So it does less damage, but it does force damage. So, we're going to go ahead and just toss this on. There we go. Now the question is, what do we run? So there aren't any groups currently up. So what we're going to do is, you know what? Because we are going to be making a swap to items from their next level, and because I haven't run them in a while, I think we're going to head to Keep on the Borderlands, which is actually a pretty bad plan, because the Keep on the Borderlands quests are a little bit cramped and hard to maneuver in. Okay, that is too loud. I know I had turned this up a bit while I was there when I was doing stuff over the weekend. So we're gonna get that was the wrong place. I wanted to go directly to the Gatekeeper's Grove, but I did not. So we are now behind where we should be, which is fine. Send me to the Gatekeeper's Grove. And where are you? There we go. Keep on the Borderlands. Alright. I haven't done Keep on the Borderlands in a bit because we were on Inquisitive Lives, and because even when we're not on Inquisitive Lives, I tend to prefer the Korthos, mostly for the favor, for the extra bag space. So, just grab all these and be on our way. So off we go. Alright, so let's see. I think we're going to start up top in the treasure cave, and from there we're going to go just kind of around in a clockwise circle. Or if you're from across the pond, I believe you call it Widdershins? Presumably from when before clocks existed? I don't actually know the origin of that word, but I've heard it, and it just sounds ridiculous to me. So now I have inflicted it upon you. Be like, this is a word, in theory.
These must be the caves of chaos, where the cultists and their monster allies have made.
We should probably go up from R1. R1's going to be a little easy. So we're going to put all of our buffs up, and then we'll double check those stats that we were mentioning earlier. And, you know, make sure we have enough ammo. So now that we are fully buffed, standing in Reaper, we are up to 87 double shot and 106 ranged power.
The door behind you seals shut as you enter. There's now only one way to go. Forward. That's fine with you, as this cave is said to contain much treasure. A burly minotaur stands behind a magical barrier, guarding a pile of treasure. Always more. Always more. The minotaur smokes. Greed draws you
Okay.
like moths to the flame.
Bats are always kind of tricky to target when you're on a ranged character. Like, the way the hitboxes and all work is not to our advantage.
On the minotaur's barrier.
But it's fine.
There must be more somewhere in the cave.
We will get through it. I thought there were more guys there than that. I thought there was the orange named, and then there was like 4 or 5 more, but only like 2 spawned. I noticed this in a different quest I did over the weekend as well, that it seemed like way fewer mobs were spawning than usual. So I don't know if there was a change, or if I'm just misremembering, or what. Yeah, See, we keep trying to shoot the bat, and we're having difficulty registering hits on the bat. Does this give me XP? It does not.
With all three crests neatly fitted into their sockets, the magical barely fades.
There we go.
Minotaur gives a roar of rage and attacks. The Minotaur's claws cut short as it collapses.
Oh, I forgot I rearranged my bars.
The creature had been guarding is yours for the taking.
So while I was leveling, I had the Inquisitive shot on 1, so I kept thinking I was hitting AoE. But no, that is our single target epic strike now. And we don't necessarily want to be using that for killing random trash things. I mean, obviously it works to kill the one that we are looking at, but generally we want to kill that one and all of the friends that are near it. Let's go up to R4. Which might be a bad idea, but we'll find out here in a second.
As you walk deeper into the cave, you hear deep, guttural voices in the distance.
The weapon attachment animation does not play while moving.
You notice a small iron key in the corner of the room.
Yeah, like, I thought there were 3 guys in that room, not 2. Like, there should be 4 guys behind this door.
This door looks as though it would be impossible to open. The iron lock creaks as it
Yeah,
opens.
there definitely should be 4 guys here. It should be like 2 and 2. And there should be 3 in this room.
Cooking wafts tantalizingly down the corridor.
Nope, only 2. Did I miss a patch note where they just made fewer enemies spawn in like all quests across the board?
The first lever is pulled. The crystal above it flares into light.
There should be 4 behind this door down here as well. 2 on the left, 2 on the right.
The image of a small silver key is embossed. Surprisingly well.
Yeah.
As the silver light fits in, you hear the muffled
There should be
voices
2 here.
of bugbears in
Alright, well, at least one place has the normal number of enemies.
As the second lever is pulled, you can hear the rumble of the sealed
It's very
door
odd.
sliding open.
Like, there should be, I think it's 5 at the top here? Yeah, 2. That's way lower. See, when I was leveling, I thought, okay, well, maybe it was a change they made to make, like, heroic leveling easier, because, you know, heroic leveling needed to be easier.
A massive bug bite.
And I'm just remembering the spawn numbers from when I was at Cap.
As the chieftain dies,
So it's like, okay, it spawns more in epics or legendary versions. But now we're in epics, and guess what?
opens with a satisfying
We're
click.
still seeing fewer spawns than we should.
The large rusty
I'll have to
door
ask around about this
looks like it could be picked.
in like Discords and stuff, see if anyone else has noticed it. We want open lock. Not that you can get named loot in here or anything, but it's here, and I can unlock it, so I'm gonna unlock it. I didn't even need to switch to my unlocking gear. So we have that benefit. Conspiracy to keep you from conquest? I suppose, but am I misremembering like the number of spawns? Like, I know that that last group before the boss is not supposed to be 2. That's supposed to be at least 5. I think it's 5. Maybe it's like 4 or 6, but it's definitely not 2. And I noticed it while leveling as well. Okay, so you remember it as well. So that's That's good to hear, that I'm not just
Fearing for their lives,
misremembering
people of the keep
all of the
have
enemies,
suggested
because I noticed it when I was
two orc tribes
over the weekend
dwell
as
inside
well.
this cave.
I forget which
Judging
quests
from
I
the
was
decor,
in
each
that
tribe
I
believes
specifically was
to a
like,
different
that's
tribe
not the
of
right
orc.
number of guys. Oh, sketch spawn.
This orc seems fiercer than the rest of the family.
Yo.
Letting him live will just leave a possible new chief.
I did
who
notice
must be
when
dealt
I
with
was
the future.
in... So, there are often times that a build is stronger or weaker, and it's harder to feel it, because maybe it's been a bit since you played the other build, or things of that nature. But one thing I do remember... Ooh, that's unfortunate. They put a light dot on me, and it's just ticked for too much. It's okay. We can get to this set of shrines. Actually, can we get to that set of shrines without even gibbers? We can. So the thing is that quests are already supposed to scale to party size. You probably wouldn't have noticed it because last I read or checked, this only applies in lower difficulties. And Reaper is always set to max party size. But in lower difficulties, in theory, there is scaling based on party size, and hirelings count for like a half or 3/4 of a person. But the max party size is 4. So it's a system that's there to encourage people to group up, because the difficulty only goes up when you have up to 4 people in party. So having 5 or 6 is just free advantage. But where was I talking about? Oh yes, I was talking about like how you can feel the difficulty of a quest. But in certain quests, I have, let's say, better numbers I can go off of. And specifically, I'm thinking about the what? The quest in Myth Draenor. Because when I did Myth Draenor a while back, I went through just to experiment and see how it was at what? At leveling, like how long the quests take. And I noticed that this life, despite the fact that this character doesn't have any move speed bonuses. I don't have sprint boost, I don't have like extra move speed when you use an ability, I don't have passive move speed like a rogue or a bard. Despite that, I was finishing quests much faster than my benchmark. So that's a good indicator of how much damage I was putting out. Also, more evidence for there not being as many mobs spawned. The route I took through there, like go to Frost side, kill the extra guy in the room, then go through the back way with the hidden passages. Before, that would have finished the quest. It had enough people along the way to fulfill the thin the orcs ranks requirement. But you just saw that when I got to the end there, I was 2 orcs short. So they've definitely changed the number of enemies that spawn in quests. And I don't know if that's deliberate or it's a bug. Oh, did I not get the runner? I got the lookouts? Unfortunate. Oh well. So that's an optional that we don't get. But it's fine. We'll just kill everything. And we go this way. That should get the Explore the Caves optional once we go through here, and then we'll get the rest of it once we kill the boss. And because we didn't stop the runner, we will probably need to do what? Kill the crone. But that's not going to be a problem, probably. Okay. So we are having to actually pay a little bit of attention because it's on R4, which is fine. This is a good difficulty in that we have to pay a little bit of attention, but we're not going to just randomly die unless we do something pretty wrong. So, it's a good difficulty level to be at. And so we still need to explore the caves and defeat the Kobold tribe. We're hitting no holds barred before we open the door, because we knew they had already aggroed on us because of the dungeon alert. And we didn't want to go through our whole wind-up animation while stuff was attacking us. So yeah, we lose like a second off of no hold barred, but the plan was to kill them before we had finished the whole duration on it anyway. So if I'm only going to use half of it, why not wind up before we open the door? So we've got that. Alright, and off we go. So yeah, as you can see, the build is pretty effective, being able to just hit level 20 and come here and do R4. But the problem there is that, well, you need a comparison. And Inquisitive, in general, is very strong. So, am I just comparing this to Last Life? Well, comparing this to Last Life, it's stronger, but Last Life had a bunch of other stuff going for it, like the sneaking and the assassinating and that sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's not supposed to be 2 guys, that's supposed to be 3 guys. Well, maybe that actually explains the Myth Draenor taking much less time than my benchmark. Maybe it's because there were just fewer spawns, and it's nothing to do with the strength of the build. Stupid, like, tiny bench blocking the arrows from hitting. I know at some point there was a patch where they'd messed something up, and like there's a rug on the floor that in one of the popular quests that had its collision way too high for projectiles. So like if you were standing on the rug or on the other side of the rug, you wouldn't be able to use ranged attacks. Like just the projectiles would hit the rug in midair and go nowhere. So it's like, that's not really how that's supposed to work. It is a rug lying on the ground. It's not supposed to block projectiles that high up. Yep. This is supposed to have 3 mobs. There's supposed to be the one here, and the one here that we saw. There's supposed to be another one over here.
This heavy iron-bound door is fitted with an unpickable magical lock. The door swings open
and that's not supposed to be only 2. Let's see. The one up here is supposed to be, I think, 3 guys, 1 dead head, and 2 off to the side.
Coming from the chamber ahead.
Hey, we got all of them this time.
A magical barrier seals off the passage. Perhaps the magical runes on the wall.
Well, that's an easy one.
Opening it.
Okay, now the hard one. Alright, that was a little lucky because I didn't actually see the first one light up. So we kind of took a guess based on the tone. And we got it right, so good job, us. Yeah, this is definitely supposed to be more than 2 guys. And that's supposed to be 2, not 1. This is very odd. Like, I can't see them just basically having all the spawns and all the quests. Like, maybe it was in patch notes and I just didn't read it, but it seems very strange. Had a dretch spawn. That's the weird thing about this whole series of quests. It's like, I killed the group, and oh, wait, no. Nope, there's an extra.
Barely a sound.
Gotta look out for the extra. We don't have no holds barred, but we don't care.
Lurches out of its throat with a roar.
Because what we do have is improved uncanny dodge, so even if we don't kill him as quickly, he can't really hurt us. So that's that. But yeah, I'm gonna have to like ask around on the various community discords or maybe go to the forums or something and see if there's a statement from the devs on it's like, yeah, we did this deliberately, or we don't know why suddenly
Caves of chaos.
there are only half as many enemies in a lot of groups. The thing is, I don't know if I have enough VODs from before to actually show this. I would need to go... Basically, I would need to go and run the same quests I'd run before, like on stream,
Entrance to their camp.
and be like,
Brace yourself for a fight.
able to show a comparison,
Calls out to you in a shrill voice.
which shouldn't be too hard.
The Knoll Chieftain has given you a
Because I can go to ones from last week,
to help you infiltrate the
even if I walk into it on,
Outlanders want to
let's
use
say, Legendary R1. Well, I might die depending on the quest. But I also might not.
Oro Sandcloak lets you in on a secret. Chief Bloodgleam has been lying to the Outlanders about sending their comrades to join the cult. If you
Okay,
can
well,
prove that
that's one
Outlanders
convinced.
killed as sacrifices,
But we do still need to go to the other room anyway.
loyalty to the chief.
And we do need to talk to the other guy over on the left here about how the dude's afraid of blood. Oh, we didn't... I guess
This tablet belongs to a
There we
Nord
go.
named Boomfoot.
You can't talk to Boomfoot until you look at that thing that says Boomfoot has things to say.
Talking to Boomfoot could be very useful.
Oh well, we're being very inefficient this time.
Boomfoot reveals
Having to walk
that
around all this,
Sandcloak, a
but
renowned
it's fine.
Outlander
It's
fighter,
no big deal.
can't stand the sight of blood. Time to let Zark know what you know.
I kind of acted like I had the socials to just do the social thing for all of them, but I do not. I am not charisma based, and I don't have enough skill points for that.
You spotted
Anyway,
Jason ring among the rubble of bones and
I'll grab the rat bone too, even though I think the one I succeeded on was the one that wants the rat bone.
This proof of Grave Maw's death will
Alright,
convince
so
the
we should
Outlanders
be
once and for all that
good
they
to
should
go.
abandon the cult.
And let's see. We need to talk to you.
The Knoll nods in agreement.
Alright,
You've
now we're
convinced
good to
the
go.
Knoll Outlanders
And we can put up
to
our
turn
buffs while
against
we
the
wait for this
Chief
whole
cultists.
thing
You've
to play
convinced
out.
members of the tribe to turn against the cult of evil chaos and found proof that Chief Bloodgleam has been lying about sending the Outlanders to work with the cultists. This should be more than enough to create an uprising in the Knolls.
There we go.
ranks.
All the buffs. Do I need to talk to them first?
Chief Bloodgleam bellows at the crowd.
You would trust this outsider over your own chief? Have you forgotten everything the cult has done for you idiots?
The Outlanders seem to reconsider.
Yeah, maybe we will stand
Perhaps
back
someone
over here.
will convince them. You hold up Grave Maw's bloody ring and reveal that you found it in the
All right.
chief's shrine.
I think
Chief
nowish.
said Greymaw joined the cult!
Someone shouts.
But Greymaw never took off that ring! He's dead!
Alright, go. AoE shot, single shot.
Another group of gnolls rushes into the chamber.
And then next will be
You
from
simply
here.
run against the onslaught of gnoll
Nope. Okay.
cultists.
Alright. Already in.
Another wave floods you. But they rise at the bloodstained earth. Not a single cultist
All right.
remains standing.
Well, we got those.
The Outlanders cheer, believe that they can finally leave the borderlands behind.
Done with that.
Those fools! I can't believe they took the bait!
Eula stands beside Oro, who laughs with her. There must be more to these two than it initially seemed.
But yeah, so
Chief Bloodgleam
as we were talking about a little bit earlier, and I think I lost my train of thought,
Oro can finally escape into the
it's
waters.
hard to compare
As they turn
this
to
paladin split
Eula
because
tries to hold
I was on a
to the
completely
armor
different
of
build
the
last
shield,
life. Like, if I were on,
leaving the rest of the cult.
let's say, a wizard split that I'd done before last life, like 18 wizard 2 rogue. Hello, Float on by. Welcome. Oh, I know you've been on recently. Okay. Am I, though? Like, my, what does this have? Is it, like, just the double shot buff? Because I'm not seeing that many big advantages to it. Oh. I went for monk for my last two. For the, for a little bit extra defenses, you know, catching arrows and all that. Oh, it is just the double shot? Okay. Interesting. But yes, oh, I have a question for you, since I know you play a lot as well. Have you noticed that quests don't have as many enemies as they should? Like, groups that should have 4 enemies have 2? Because... Oh, really? Okay. So I'm not just crazy. Do we know if they stated that it's a bug or if it's like an intentional change? But yes, I'd heard that this split was good, but I hadn't played it and I wasn't super convinced. But we'll see. And, but I also needed a Blade Forge life, so it's like, well, if I'm going to be playing Paladin anyway, might as well check it out. And it's been working well so far. Not like I have
Unseen
max
forces
filigrees or anything on it,
shadows in the
but
chamber.
even just walking around here at 20, I am at 87 double shot and 140-ish ranged power. Oh, excellent. it looks like Twitch has started serving ads to people. So we are going to pause the gameplay for now. We will be back in about 2 minutes. So get up, stretch, refill your drink. You're not going to miss anything because while we're solo, we don't play while ads are running. Alright, we should be back from the ad break. And it's a little bit of a mistake on my part not telling people beforehand that it was coming up, but as is our standard policy, we did pause the gameplay during the ad break. So no one misses anything, and everyone gets a chance to go and grab a drink or something. Go. Now we still have not found the codex page, but that's okay. There we go. So what does... I want to say Demon Hunter, but that's not it. Dark Hunter. What does Dark Hunter bring? Like, you just grab like 2 or 3 sneak dice? Huh. Oh. Oh, this puzzle's in a rough place. I don't know how I'm gonna solve this one. Oh. Well then. We're so smart being able to solve that. We'll just walk over here to quickly discover another door. Alright. Do we have a codex page over here? No? It can be on one of these pews over here.
Voices call to you. You should be.
Is it over here? No, it can also be there. Which means either we missed it already, or it's in here. You have returned. Well, welcome back.
The fleeing priest's voice turns into a
Okay.
scream.
Yep, there's the codex page.
That's short.
And we'll see if we get anything good. Resonance cloth. No, not particularly good. I mean, it's not terrible, I guess. It's got insightful spell powers on it for builds that want it, but I'm pretty sure I already have one. Does standing include Archer's Focus or no? Based on the gap, it's looking like no. Interesting. I don't think I'll be anywhere close to that. Mostly because of, I think to hit that, I would need a bunch of like mythic stuff and all the filigree to be rare, and all those like little +2, +3s that really add up. Yeah, plus 75, and what's the other 25? Is it the filigree set that gives you extra ranged power while boosting?
Judging from the old bones scattered on the floor, something
I think there's a ranged prowess, but I don't think I run it, so I don't remember what it's called.
torchlight ahead suggests that there have been some more recent arrivals. The cult of evil chaos is set up camp in this cave, with the goal of capturing and taming the beast that lives within.
There we go. Extra sonic damage and everything. Boost is actually 65. Wait, 50 range power on improved uncanny dodge? From what? Five-piece pierce the mists. Interesting.
Master defeated, you must now confront the creature he tried to tame.
I haven't thought about that set in forever because I've been on builds where I've been maxing the imbue dice. So I had a lot of 2 and 3-piece set bonuses, you know, 3-piece long shadow, 2-piece resonation, you know, all that stuff.
You spot skittering vermin inside the
Ah,
cave
it's a
chamber
swamp, I
ahead.
see.
You can also see the nest of something much larger. You've slain our ending the cult's plan.
I don't think I can hit that many buttons that fast and have the, Like, I feel like if I did that, I would end up losing half of my improved uncanny dodge to, like, downtime and internal cooldowns of hitting, like, all the different boost buttons. Whether that's, animation locks or, like, global cooldowns or just lag from swapping full filigree. It's all about getting the hotkeys set up efficiently? I suppose so. And macros. Okay, I didn't think DDO supported macros. Presumably we mean like an external program. Because it's not like your World of Warcrafts and whatnot, where there's built-in macro and add-on like scripting support. Talk to you, we talk to you, we find out where our background music went away. Do. There we go. Alright, so that's keep on the Borderlands down. And we got a couple more points, so we'll toss them into sneak dice, even though we're not really getting useful sneak dice at the moment because we're soloing, but that's fine. We can't get a lot of the other good stuff until we're 23 anyway. Let's see. I don't know if I have it in my leveling set, is the problem. Like, I could swap to it, but the problem I ran into is, let's see, what are we doing? You know what, we'll do this Spinner of Shadows group. But, yeah, I think I had it on a ring, but the problem is, and I haven't double-checked this since I hit 20, but the problem was that the same slot I had Improved Deception on was the only slot that I had Ghostly on. And I don't want to be running Reaper without Ghost Touch, and I'm a little bit too lazy to just swap when a Reaper spawns. So that's why I wasn't wearing Improved Deception at that time. I still don't think I can slot it in at the moment for my leveling set. But of course, I'll definitely have it at cap. Yes. What are bracers? I'm wearing the... Oh, which set is it? It's not Flame Guard. It's the Fire and Light caster bracers. I'm wearing them for the insightful physical and magical resist.
The swarm of spiders
So they're a defense slot, not an offense slot.
Time for you to finish
Yeah, this set.
rewards.
They're not as useful on this build as on others because on a lot of other builds they also serve the purpose of having the devotion on them for builds that don't really care that much about healing, but it's nice to have in addition to the physical and magical support. Yo, Spinner Shadows over here. Look at me. Notice me, senpai. Are you noticing me, senpai? Hello? Come get me. Look how vulnerable and killable I am. Come on, you. Oh, she's been, like, taunted or something. That's fine. Are we bringing her here to spawn more spiders? Excellent. It's unfortunate that a lot of my damage is not on the main slot. So, you don't get any proc damage while attacking her, besides this, where you can see you get sneak damage. But you'll see we don't get any of our Inquisitive damage, we don't get any of our Epic Mantle damage. But at least we get sneak attack damage. Oh, there we go. She's fully... when you need to fully weaken her, and then you can get the proc damage.
Light fills the cavern. The Spinner of Shadows shouts, but it is a shout of triumph.
But yeah, I don't have a lot of dice as it stands.
Once again, you are held in an irresistible web.
Yeah, I have 5 sneak dice and 12 imbue dice, which is not many. But then again, we are still level 20. And we've got enough other stats that we can cut through things pretty easily.
She's here.
Of course, it helps that we have, like, the best leveling weapon as far as Inquisitive is concerned.
Tremble, mortals. Tremble before
Mostly for the crit profile on it. It's quite good. Plus, it's 1d12, which is much higher than usual. Well, not much higher. It's 1 dice step higher than usual. because heavies are normally 1d10.
A voice of vast power.
But yeah, right now our filigree setup is we've got 2 imbue dice from the Snow Peaks imbue dice, 1 in our epic voice and 1 in our weapon. Then we've got 2-piece Wild Hunter for some ranged power, and we got 2-piece Dreadbringer for some ranged power. So we've got 5 slots in this weapon, and of course 1 in the artifact.
The demon web will soon swallow
So
this place and them along with it.
we could have gone for 2 more Wild Hunter for more ranged power, but you know.
Loth's voice fades away. You suddenly find yourself.
I believe the
outside
4-piece set
Blizzard,
bonus is
standing
5 double
before
shot,
the
yes?
Flame Guardian.
Yeah. It's better, of course, if you have open slots in your artifact so that you can actually use 2 ranged power ones instead of trying to stick in like 1 ranged power, 1 like charisma or something. But yeah, so I haven't looked. Deception Rare is also range power? Okay. I'm pretty sure I don't have it, but like if we want to look at one, oh yeah, there it is. I do have one. But yeah, I actually specifically, yeah, it was last life that I ran through Ravenloft, which I don't usually do, specifically to farm some of those filigree sets that I don't usually get. And of course, well, that doesn't help with Wild Hunter. Wild Hunter doesn't drop there. But I also ended up running through Sharn for the for cards, because it was the card reward from it was the one that I had the least of by like a huge margin. It was like several hundred of the others and then like 50 of this one. So I ran through Sharn, so I got some more filigree that way. And I got to put curses on more things. Of course, I didn't get good curses. I have, of course, the best curse on this one. I have, on my heavy crossbow, I got Major Combatant, 5 melee power. The most useful possible curse on a ranged weapon. Melee power. Okay, buffing up we go.
We are in the realm of the vile goddess Loth. She and her sister, the Spinner of Shadows, are the source of thy current troubles.
You know what, we might as well toss these buffs.
'Twas only possible for me to come here because Loth let her guard slip when the rift opened, and I cannot easily leave the demon web until she slips again. This rift, her sister, the magic shard.
The demon web sprawls out before you.
I need to get the right angle, because I know that even though I don't have max jump, I can make this jump, because I made the jump in heroic.
The hunched creatures ahead make some strange and disgusting
I need to come off of this this higher piece in the
even more disgusting
prayer.
smells.
Hark!
Like, I'm not even close to max jump,
Dropped a guard again. Occupied with her
but
sister
we did
most
manage to
likely.
make it.
I must leave while I can. Find thy way to Evening Star. I will meet you there. 'Tis a
But I'm
dangerous
late enough
journey,
that I'm
but
probably going to have to deal with dretch spawns
you
anyway.
seem to be accustomed to dangerous journeys.
Elminster departs.
Oh, I made it. I made it almost. Oh, there we go. There we go. Great success. We are behind. I think there's one person out ahead of us.
What will she do now that she is free from
No,
her
no.
prison?
We are in the lead, except that, of course, the paladin ahead of us appears to have actually have passive move speed, so they're faster than us, which is fine. No big deal.
Only the strong survive in the demon web. And these
Go. We don't need to kill the dretches, just the spiders for that to open. And we killed most of the dretches anyway. And the ones that remain are going to be at low health. Easy mop up for the next person in line.
far away in the center of the demon web is a vast structure that can only be Lolth's lair.
Oh, the optional popped up. I guess some people went the wrong way. The question is, did they go the quote-unquote wrong way deliberately in order to get the extra XP? Or did they just get lost and will accidentally get extra XP? Either way, both ways work. It is nice when a party has enough people who are strong enough that, you know, you've got some people going forward to the end, some people hitting all the optionals along the way.
Worlds lie ensnared in Lolth's web.
But, you know,
The fate of everyone should find a way to repair the rift that is slowly
just sniping stuff as we run by. I have noticed that the arrow of discord can be finicky about going off.
on a distant shore.
It's something I noticed with other epic strikes a while back with Inquisitive, that sometimes, like, if your animations get offset, then it doesn't work. And I forget how I tested this, but basically it's like, if your previous shot, like, you killed something with one hit, then, like, your double shooting animation goes off, and it's like you use your offhand first. And if that's happening, then, like, your epic strikes don't go off. I think they fixed it for most stuff, but the arrow of discord appears to not behave properly.
For an instant you stand transfixed with the strange signal. Then a sudden onslaught of the Spider Queen's servants.
Not body block him, because that can be annoying. That's Carnage Reaper. Oh. Remnants. I am looking forward to getting more caster levels from epic levels, because the thing about splits like this is your buffs don't last as long, because, you know, I've only got 4 levels in Artificer, so our Artificer buffs only last 5 minutes, whereas when we have another 7 caster levels from being at cap, they'll last like 11 minutes, which is much nicer.
Vastness of the underdark.
And of course, we have a smaller problem with the Paladin stuff. They last 14 minutes, and I think they max at 15. So, it'll be better, but not by, like, a ton. Go. Hello, wake up, please. Thank you. And thank you.
The sound of battle has alerted another colony of deadly spiders.
It is nice having 2 AoE shots. Especially for stuff like spiders that are really hard to line up improved precise shot on. Off we go. He has screwed me out of magical trap parts.
You have stumbled
He reduced the CR on it, so I couldn't get as many trap parts.
They don't look anything like the drow who encountered back in Eberron. And they also nice to see you.
I still need to decide on which rune arm to use. Like, obviously, the best choice would be Demon Engine, but I don't have one of those. So I'll have to figure something else out. Because I definitely don't have Dripping with Magma anywhere in my gear set. But that's fine, I don't normally have Dripping with Magma anywhere in my gear set.
If the scouts are right, it will take you closer to the surface. The drow patrol you saw before is taking a break on the other side of the ravine ahead. Above, a strange creature spots you.
Surface dwellers down here?
It snaps.
The slavers are growing careless. I shall have to clean up after them.
And we continue forward. Just grabbing the extra trapping bonus. Because, you know, there's 4 people in party. I do not need to be killing everything. Other people could kill things too.
2 spiders stand guard in front of the gate, almost as if they had been ordered to do so. Once again, you see the now familiar sight of the Drow surface patrol.
Let's see.
A small,
Yeah, our short-term buffs are up.
guarded Drow outpost lies up ahead.
Hello, I am here to kill you.
These Drow fought with military precision unheard
Stop
of
that.
in Sindric. Even so, the defender of the outpost is finally dead. You may freely pass through its portal and learn what lies beyond.
Alright, so someone else got the trap ward over there. Very good. And now for the final battle, which shouldn't be too difficult, all things considered.
A fresh breeze blows down from an opening in the sea. The leader of the Drow, the villagers in the cage, anxiously point to a large lever near the door.
You, get off. There we go.
A voice from inside the cage calls to you.
Over here! Let us out!
Now, we don't have any,
Gods, I'd
any
almost
what?
given up hope. But where did you come from?
Okay, I guess I'm talking to her. We don't get tokens from this one, but that's fine. We'll have plenty of opportunity to get tokens later. We just have to run Vault of Night and say, hey, I'm looking for a couple tokens, and you get a couple tokens. Now, the only thing I'm not sure about is once I get to cap, and I should probably spec out of this for more damage, is where to put the points for more damage. Knight of the Chalice doesn't really help me much. Like, I can put some points into Monk. Like, I can put probably like 1 into Henshin Mystic, because that's an imbue dice for 1 point, but the rest of the stuff, I don't really know where I'll stick it. Probably random other stuff. Because right now, we're just here for some extra defenses while leveling. And because we don't really care about aggro. Like, someone said that this is only melee threat, but it says all threat. Like, this one is melee threat. But the stance says it's all threat. So, that could, of course, be lying to us. It's not... TDL's not great about accurately communicating its threat models. So let's see. Like, we can put some points into Ninja Spy for, like, some sneak dice. Because it's not, like, sneak dice well-centered. So we can get sneak dice here. We can get... not Arcana Tech. Yeah, like, we can get 1 imbue dice here. Then, like, there's not a lot else here. Like, is this only well-centered? No, it's not only well-centered. So we can get, like, some of these other benefits if we wanted them. Like, it's like 1 imbue dice and some sneak dice or something for this 6 points. There's not a lot else here. I mean, maybe we could grab this. Reduce threat, but we're already going to have, like, all of the reduced threat. Oh, we're continuing on with impossible demands? Excellent. I'm down to do the sagas. Or at least this set of quests that go to sagas. Where are we? Ah, we need to go this way. Why Monk? So we have chosen Monk for the extra feats, and most notably the extra feat that is more Monk specific of Deflect Arrows. Because I really like Deflect Arrows and Evasion. So you get Evasion for free for 2 levels of Monk, and I got Deflect Arrows as like the bonus martial arts feat. And I am aware that that is going to be less damage than splashing Rogue or Dark Hunter, but I'm fine with that. Also, welcome in. I'm gonna tell them I'm on my way so they don't accidentally finish without me, because Impossible Demands is very, very fast. But yeah, that's why I ended up going with Monk. Like, there are a bunch of different options. Like, if I wanted to be charisma-based, I could have splashed Favored Soul there. If I wanted just more like sneak dice, you can go Rogue or Dark Hunter. There are options. Apparently, Dark Hunter is the best, highest DPS option, or so I've been told.
Vanish. Fresh health glowing on her face. With that, the priestess is gone. Her words ring in your ears. If I see you again,
Buffs up.
I will sacrifice.
Alright, so we are just immediately re-engaging. This is fine. Oh, I was too close to the door.
You have caught the priestess's eye. She will not stop until you are defeated or fled to the end.
Come in here. There we go. I think you lose line of sight on the prisoners this way. There we go. So if you didn't know that, the reason she reset in the beginning is because she's, if you run all the way to the door, she resets. Or close enough to the door, I should say. And I was too close, so she reset. Oh, I should have taken 21 while we were in town. So I could actually swap out for some of the Keep on the Borderlands gear, get my int a little higher. And, you know, drop another point into, like, all skills or something. There's not a lot of other compelling things before 23, but 23's got a lot of good stuff in it for when we get there. Like, you get the improvement to your stance, you get the extra double shot here, you get fort bypass here, which is okay. You get extra damage on your epic strikes. Like, and I didn't know this was a thing, because last time I was Inquisitive, I don't think it was. It got updated within the last, like, 6 months to a year or so, I think, I was told. That this now upgrades your epic strikes, which is cool. You can get Rain, which is okay, not great. And the reason it's okay, not great, is it scales with spell power, not range power. And I'm not building spell power. However, it is electric, and I believe it's just straight electric damage? No, not you. You. Oh, it is sonic and electric, so we don't have a lot of sonic spell power, but Epic Storm does have electric spell power on it, so it's not the worst that it scales with that. It's just we're not focused on it. So, you know, we can grab that, we can grab extra damage on strikes, upgrade that. This is not useful yet because we're not going to grab Watchful Eye for a while. So I guess, and we already auto-detect from being inquisitive. So this will be 5 double shot later, but right now it isn't. And of course, we get Hunt's End, and we get to upgrade Pin to, you know, not be as bad. Pin is just, I find it really lackluster before any upgrades. And also, the fact that this build has 2 separate ranged AoE attacks already makes it, I won't say redundant, but it's not as important like if your build only had like 1 or no sources of AoE shots, and it's like your only one, then obviously it'll be more important. But that is not the case with this build, and I hit my cooldown, and I'm not going to get to use it like at all, which is unfortunate. Okay, I guess we get to build up some Archer's Focus stacks while we kill these things. And
trees have been uprooted in this area. The drow must have done a drow necromancer is raising the dead. A dark encounter has been eliminated. Crush the rest.
all right,
And let the dead rest.
this is a relatively high DPS party. Dark Encanter explodes. Alright. Can we engage this next group before our No Holds Barred wears off? We can. There we go. Actually, now that I think about it, the other reason I don't think I can have a swap for that much of the filigree sets is I don't have a second weapon with that many slots in it. I mean, I guess I could use this weapon for it, because this weapon has 5, so that could get me the Into the Mist swap. But I get the impression that I would want 1 swap weapon for both Into the Mists and... is it Long Shadow that gets you ranged power on action boost? I forget which set it is. I know Prowess is for melee. Let's check. I want to look at Long Shadow. Where is it? There it is. No, that's Assassinate DCs. Let's see, I don't think it's Wild Hunter. Which way am I going? I'm going the wrong way. That's where I'm going. I need to be heading the other way. I'm on the wrong side of the river. It's okay, though. We can course correct. We'll catch up to the rest of the party. No problem. Definitely needs to be more north. The rest of my party appears to be going too far north. That's alright. We'll meet up there at about the same time. Deadly Rain, thank you. Yes, presumably if you're doing like the big swapping thing, you'd swap Deadly Rain and Into the Mists at the... Or is it Into the Mists? through the mists? The mists one. Presumably you do both of those in the same weapon, so you swap once, hit your cooldowns, and then swap back.
Yet fresh footprints in the dust show that there have
Swapping multiple ones doesn't seem practical.
But there are humans here, and a drow slaver controlling them. The cowardly slaver hides while his unfortunate... They were examining a satchel before you interrupted. Maybe it has clues to Anna's whereabouts. You've begun to make a dent against the suffering the drow have caused. This is Anna's backpack. She's definitely been through here. As you search through it,
there we go.
Drow slaver
that is one advantage to being ranged. Being able to look at these and be like, let's see, the slaver is there, dead.
Whatever this temple once was, the drow are now using it to cool.
All right.
Drow is ransacking
He
through the
grows
scrolls
pretty
here,
quickly.
searching for
There we go.
So this isn't just a
Only
slave.
20k. That's not much health for a red named.
Wandering this temple for mistress secrets. They're looking for this thread of the weave.
We'll let someone else do the freeing, because I don't want to swap gear around. I think that's a rest shrine in there, but we don't particularly care about that. That's right, I'm deflecting your arrows sometimes.
Series of gates to guarantee that their newly captured slaves cannot escape.
There we go. Oh, and someone else is going to be doing the, what's going on? One of my things that shouldn't be disabled was disabling itself. Alright. I'll get the optional in here. Where is he? There it is. Disable device. There we go. Easy 4k XP. No reason not to do it.
Down from the chamber ahead.
Girl, what is the nature of your magic? What is Elminster's plan? Where is the thread of the
Alright,
weave?
it looks like something kind of disconnected, so I'm gonna have to test something here in a minute. Okay, we're gonna swap to this, and we're gonna free the prisoners in here. Because if you weren't aware of this trick,
Now tell me, how
you can free these prisoners both before and after, assuming you don't kill them during the fight.
It just happened.
no matter. You and your magic belong to me, slave. Now use it to kill these intruders. No doubt they think I haven't noticed them skulking around.
Now that she's no longer forced to attack you, Anna
There we
looks
go.
both relieved and
Now we can free them again for extra credit.
I can't stop
Double
myself.
credit, in fact. Which really just means you no longer have to be perfectionist and like save almost everyone you run into, including like in the middle of the end fight. Now it's just like, we skipped some, but we still get most of the credit.
drow barrier with almost effortless ease. But the remaining drow in the temple aren't going to just let her leave. Unexplained magic or not, Anna will need your help to get out.
There we go.
You've seen Turin and Cornwall? I hope they're all right.
Oh, it appears the other person in the party does not have a 100% success rate on saving them, which is unfortunate for them.
Where throngs of worshippers sing praises of the goddess's magic. Now the drow gives a malicious laugh as he Though the goddess of magic vanished long ago, Mistress Altar here still
Huh.
remains. Odd.
This one apparently is
Looks like there's something strange about
still
the
upset,
world behind.
but that's okay. We'll take care of them. Oh, wait, I was going to test something.
It's brave of you to stay so close. This magic could misfire. Might kill
Here.
you, like the drow who ambushed us. Do you think Elminster might help me control it? I'll be sure to ask him if we make it out of here.
Yep, that's what I thought. Oh, never mind. It's just delayed. Okay, good to know. I suppose I should do traps here.
Turin thought we might find the thread of the weave here. Whatever it is. All we found were more drow. If it were here, they'd have found it in less. Another rest shrine. If we get separated, let's meet back here.
We do get more trap bonus for getting all these down, right? Because we're still at 10%. Not like more. Oh well. No full trapping bonus, I guess.
I'm scared to go home now.
Because I don't think there are any more traps left in here. Like, no more of the bear traps, no more of the magic traps. I think at this point we just have to make do with not having a full 30%.
Elminster will help me, and I'll use it against the drow, because everything I hold dear will be dead.
Another drow magical barrier. Anna should be able to make quick work of it.
Actually, gonna up this a little bit there. There we go. It looks to be at like the same level as the background music, so we're gonna bump it up just a little bit to be on a little bit above the background music, but of course below me, because I don't like fighting to be heard.
I have plenty of slaves. What are the lives of a few more?
Furious Strider comes after you himself.
Pure grub. Very existence
Block.
is an insult to me.
I shouldn't have hit no holds barred there. She was close enough to dead that it would have been better off if I just kept shooting slowly. Oh well.
I'll tell Elminster about my new abilities.
It's not a hard enough quest, and I'm not solo, so we don't really need to optimize that much in order to be successful. We have an ad starting in 1 minute. I'm gonna start it now while we're between quests, because we are in a party, and that means we're not going to be able to pause. So we're just going to try to set it while we have a little bit of downtime between quests, turning in, starting the next one, and so on and so forth. Wait, no. I almost forgot. We want to go get the teleport point, so it's an even better time to hit the add button, as we're just running through the wilderness to get to the shortcut that we will use later. So excellent. Good job, me, for choosing this opportunity. All right. Something about this music, I think it's like the instrument being played, reminds me of Chrono Trigger music. Oh, let's go up the hill. There we go. I don't know where exactly a trigger is. I think it's talking to him. Oh wait, do we have epic points, right? Oh wait, no, we're taking 21. Okay. Let's tell our party that. Advance to the next epic level. We want combat archery. Yes, combat archery. And we have gear swaps to do now. we can do those once we're in the quest. So we're going to turn these in first. And we need to remember to open up our ingredients bag so that we can collect all of the commendations of valor that are currently not going anywhere. Right, welcome back from ads. We had a good timing on the ads in that we had to run to get the teleport point, and then we took 21, and it looks like other people are also leveling, so you have not missed any combat. So it was a good time to run them. So now we're going to gather all of those commendations we got, and we're going to swap some stuff. Alright, so we have a Ring of Wicked Insanity and a Belt of Wicked Insanity. The belt we can just straight up swap. The ring we need to find because we want to swap it into this slot. So where is it? Where have I put it? There it is. So we get that. And then I think we also wanted the Pendant of Combat. Well, let's take a look at that. So the Pendant of Combat would give me 2 more deadly, but I lose Relentless Fury. And I'm pretty sure I have True Seeing elsewhere. I think we're just going to keep the Family Recruit Sigil on. Because might as well keep the Relentless Fury. I mean, it's only 2 damage. Which I understand, like, 2 damage adds up and it scales with a lot of stuff, but...
The bright glow of the bonfire
at this point, I think I'll keep the percentage scaler of the Fury. Go. Priestess down.
This once prosperous neighborhood at the foot of the Temple of Amalator has turned to charred rubble.
Play a Creeper.
Very spirited. You will make a fine dish. The slave collar picked out just for you.
There we go. I never have figured out why sometimes he spawns like as soon as you get here, and sometimes it's like you wait around for like 5 minutes for him to spawn while just other non-named guys spawn. And I don't think it's like, well, you have to light the fire, because I've definitely lit the fire before and then had to wait for him. Or maybe it's you have to not light the fire and you can only really light it after he spawns. Who knows? Well, I'm sure someone knows. I don't know. Alright, let's just get these bear traps done. See, the thing is, you don't even need to search for these or be inquisitive and auto-search for them. I'm pretty sure you just automatically see these bear traps. Just for being around. Like, they're visible, of course, if you, the player, can notice them there. That is. Alright, well, they go left and do that thing. I will go right and get the rest of the traps over here.
In the midst of battle, this side street seems to be strangely quiet.
And of course, there's a bonfire here too. So that's convenient. We're only up to tamper bonus. Now we're at neutralization bonus. I don't know if you have to get all of them or just most of them. There we go. Got enough of them. Did we get the guy? No, the guy hasn't shown up yet. Come on. See, this is what I'm talking about. The last guy was very polite and spawned quickly, and this guy is choosing to not do that. He'll be here eventually. Any day now.
Catching up with some old
There we go.
acquaintances? You know,
The granary area is now secure.
It's just like, I burned a cooldown for that? Hi. Yeah. You kill them once, and when they're drowned necromancers, you kill them again when they become undead necromancers. And then you're good to go. You just need to kill them twice. At least they don't become like undead necromancers. Just continuously getting revived.
Tamala's farmstead is now secure.
Ah, well, we got lucky. 2 of them were like immediately spawned, and only 1 took a
Most
while.
of the village from drow patrols. Now it's time to find their field headquarters and destroy it.
I was like, she didn't sacrifice something. Why did she heal? It's like, oh, light bearer. Oh, wait. Buffs are wearing off again.
A huge, horrific creature looms in the distance. A mocking drow voice calls down from atop it.
Do you really think one insignificant village can stand against Lord's armies? She will take what she wants.
Go.
Nothing but corpses behind.
Just gonna keep our stacks up by killing spiders. Unfortunately, we do not have no holds barred up now. And if I activate it now, like, the wind-up time is just gonna take too long. So we'll activate it now for the cleanup of all the guys who are gonna be coming this way.
Has been severely crippled. The village is safer now.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Never be entirely safe, while Loth screams against it.
Excellent. That is the first flag and chain down.
Of 6 collectibles and your choice of a Big Mac or 10-piece McNuggets with spicy nether flame sauce. Now available with a Minecraft movie meal.
At participating McDonald's for a limited time, a Minecraft movie only in theaters.
All right, and we have 3 points. What do we even want anything here? Like, we're gonna need to spend 2 more here just in order to be able to get to the 3rd level. So we can get magic resist, which is decent. We can get plus to all skills, which is also good. Someone said to take this for like extra damage, but that's only extra damage. But I'm pretty sure it doesn't stack with other bards, so I'm not really too enthused. We could take this for just less threat to go with this less threat. But I think I'll just take the 2 here for plus to all skills. Because we need 10 to get up to this, but one of them's going to go here. So we're just going to take that 9. And then we already have 11 here, we already have 11 here. I think we're just going to hold points, because there's nothing else we really want in these rows. Alright, and that party is complete. We could grab an archaic device, but we don't really care. Give me a... Okay. Let's see. Show me commendation. They're not ingredients, are they collectibles? Oh. It helps if I spell it right. Let's see. We are lowest on Villagers of Evening Star. Okay. Let's see. What other groups are up? We'll join Party Crashers. There's a raid group up, but I'm 21. We can leave that for later. Now this is probably a little bit weaker party because they were just starting the carnival chain when this party that I was just in was in last time we were looking for a party. So we joined Spinner of Shadows when they were in the first of the quests, and now they're in the last one. So in the time that this party we just joined did the other three... No. Wait, yes. Did the other three quests. We did, like, through the Demon Web and the other full chain. Then again, the King's Forest quests are relatively short, but then again, there's the issue of the King's Forest quests involve a lot of running to get to them. Now, there is the other issue, which is that I don't know the new layout of Party Crashers. I've only run it once since the revamp, and it's just like, wait, I used to know where everything was, but now I don't.
As if you were transported into the deep jungles of Zendrick. As with anything built by House Fiarlan, it is difficult to tell what is real and what is illusion.
Oh, I should have walked in the front door. Oh well. We'll just run our way through this, the backside. It is already cleared.
It is as if you were teleported leagues
and we'll
away,
just, like, pick a bunch of plants on the way.
walked a few feet.
And maybe do traps. If they haven't already been done.
These arches have signal crystals attached on top. Are they simply decorative? With House Fiarlan, one can't tell. Though you can see the rest of Stormreach through the skylights above, the light from outside does not reach this room. The only illumination
Probably should have gone out the other
from
side. Oh well.
phosphorescent mushrooms.
We'll make it work. And someone's like, all caps in chat, did this change? Yeah. Yeah, buddy, it did. Everything's like more spread out, or at least I don't know where everything is now.
Unlike the previous room, this place feels like it's baked in sun. It's surprising that anything could live here.
Alright, so someone else already did the traps, so we're just running it right now. Now this is where we really miss being on a class that has like sprint boost or like the 1% move speed per class level or anything like that, because it's a long run when you don't have any move speed abilities or no wings, no nothing. Actually, let's check. Do we have many bolts left? Yeah, we got more than enough. We got 3 stacks. Wait, we didn't want to do that. We wanted that. Okay, good. What is this?
The Fiarlan chapter house must have been closed as a precaution during the Grand Gala. The ballroom is on the far side of the chapter house, and it seems rather unlikely that House Fiarlan...
They activated the
simply left
runes,
way
so it's
undefended.
likely that they walked through this. We'll find out in a second if we get attacked here. Alright, so they didn't take the jumping path.
There are tieflings in these rooms. poised to
So
strike
I
at the
think
ball.
one benefit I recall of the new layout is you don't actually like follow her walking to the thing. Like she just like teleports there and then you meet her there.
These tieflings must have been poised to attack the Fiarlan gallery.
All right,
Someone will want
we
to know
finally made
that
it.
You've eliminated this threat.
At long last, into the new area. So there's the library.
The party guest here seems like a harmless old elf, but that facade does not fool you. You easily see through to the malicious tiefling underneath.
There we go. We got our bluff check successful. Come on, buddy. You can do it. I believe in you. Oh. I shouldn't have hit the cooldown. That was, kind of pointless. He dies in one shot. But then again, I guess his purpose is supposed to be one of infiltration and stealth, not necessarily combat. He just chose poorly in choosing to fight me. Where will I go? We don't want to go to the chapter house, or the sepulchre hall, or the library, I don't think. I'm just going to follow someone else in the party, because I don't know the way. And by following someone else, maybe I'll learn the way. Alright, where do we gather? Oh, is it up top there? The sepulchre hall? Oh, we're... Oh, never mind. I was going to say we're lagging. I have been having issues with the internet the last couple days where it will randomly like disconnect for like 30 seconds, which isn't that bad if you're just like watching a show or something. But if you're playing a game, particularly if it's like DDO, most of the time it's not going to be too bad and you can blame the game. But if I'm on something like League of Legends, randomly disconnecting for 20-30 seconds is pretty rough. It's not ideal, we'll say. Oh, come here. So now we just kind of wait for them to do their talk thing. Wait, did they not clear the assassins? Or is this just saying we have to defeat them even though we won't? Alright, we're gonna bump this up. There we go. Bump this up a bit. There we go. Excellent. So yeah. The first time I ran this quest, I did the normal thing I do in most quests, which is ignore all the optionals. And this this last fight can get pretty rough if you do none of the optionals. There's a lot of crowd control being thrown at you from all of the mobs that spawn. Like, it can be a mess. Okay, I need to turn this back down. There we go. Oh, that's right. You get crafting stuff for doing it on Epic. I already have plenty of cloaks. And shimmering pendants as well. This thing drops like candy. Especially since there are so many chests. Yeah. And it's not even worth feeding because it's only level 4. The question is, will we be continuing on with this group to do more, we'll say, probably token quests? Well, looks like this group is splitting. So this is Demon Web. This is still raids. Alright, so we're going to head into solo some stuff. And I think, because this is an iconic and we didn't do it while leveling, we're going to head to Vault of Night. So we can flag for the raid, and we can get some tokens. Yeah, this way. So yeah, chances of us having people join are pretty decent. If not for R1, then at least for like R3 and 4. Or sorry, not R1 and R4. For Vaughn 3 and 4, which are more popular while leveling just because they give more experience. But I also want flagging, and I want House K favor, and so those are other benefits that we want. So that's what we're going to do. Now,
this looks like the underground highway to
it is probable
if you search for Dirge's contact,
that I should have disclosed in the LFG, put a note on it or something, that we are on R4. That said, I'm not too torn up about it, because if someone doesn't like it, well, they can leave. But more to the point, if I can solo it, I'm not too worried about putting up a group for it. Because if they join and it's too hard for them, well, that's fine. They just stay back a little bit and let me take care of business. And that's how we'll go. If I put up a group, it's because I don't mind carrying people. And yeah, I think that's a complete statement. I was going to add more to it, but the fact of the matter is that groups are to make things... Okay, I'll take that back. I was going to say groups are to make things easier, not to make things possible, but obviously for things like raids, that's not the case. And if you're at cap and you want to run like R10s, most people aren't, and most builds aren't going to be soloing R10. So that's when like grouping matters. But for leveling, you know, who cares? I'm on R4. R4 is good enough. And might I get punished for my arrogance of saying, I'll just solo R4, no big deal? Possibly. But if we get punished for our arrogance, then we'll just have to learn from that experience. Be like, well, I guess I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, see, I just had a dry fire on the one that I mentioned earlier, the AoE from the Fate Singer tree. There we go. I really should just spam no holds barred as I run through these things. It just makes everything easier, and I have a lot of charges of it. Plus, you know, the group of trolls is here. So it's not like it's going to waste because I round the corner and there's a big group of people here for me to fight. Well, assuming that trolls are people. But we try not to be speciesist around here. We're killing them because they're attacking us, not because they're just trolls. After all, I have friends who are trolls. So it's okay, right? That's how that works? If anyone thinks I'm anti-troll, I just tell them I have a troll friend. What were we doing? We're recasting these. There we go. And if you're wondering why I keep like gaining and losing resist acid, it's the boots. The boots give me a boost to acid resist whenever I kill something. It's like 50-ish? Yeah, or 40-ish. How do I have 21? Where am I getting 21 from?
You notice words etched above this gate. Ready room. Inside, scarred and muscular trolls wait restlessly.
Well, they're opting to not attack me, which is, I suppose, nice of them. And I, of course, am being very unchivalrous and just shooting them dead where they stand. But, you know, sometimes I... Oh. One of them was hiding to the side. Now, if we wanted to be just more confident, we would have rested at the shrine there to get all of our charges of no holds barred back. But we shouldn't need to do that. I expect to clear every wave in one set of cooldowns. So you've got the first wave, that's two sets. You've got the second wave, that's 2 sets. You've got the third wave, that's all 4. And then you've got the last one, which is here. So, in theory, only 4 uses of no holds barred required for the rest of the quest. But we'll see if it works out that way. Once they, you know, get to the top of the stairs to attack me. Aw, he managed to go invisible before we finished. Oh well. It gives us a little bit of time to heal up. We cast some short-term buffs. And now we just wait for him to appear again. And he's not going to be worth spending a cooldown on. He's kind of healthy. He's got like 37,000, which of course takes even longer to get through because it's on R4, so we're dealing with a decently sized damage penalty, but nothing that's too big a deal.
Their luck has run out. The horns of fury and the maelstrom princes have slain hundreds of their kind.
Where are you coming from? Should be there and there, of course, but I need to wait for the timing. Oh no, our acid resist wore off. There we go. Go away, air elemental. I hate those things. Alright, so if I recall correctly, this is still bugged in that this last wave, you don't actually get kobolds. You should get basically a combined wave of all 4 of them. But instead, you get mephits from both sides, and not kobolds.
horns are sharpened and their weapons are
All right.
drawn. Our brave fighters are entering the arena. The battle
Where are we
is
at?
on.
Come and face me. Thank you. I'll kill these first, instead of focusing on the one that's going to go invisible. At first I was like, I want to kill the invisible one first, so that while I'm waiting for him to come back, I can kill the others. But then I noticed, well, the others are dealing me more damage, so maybe we should just kill this guy. And, you know, it'll be safer that way. And it was. See, from last life, I'm still looking at, like, the amount of total health they have left. So just like, oh, he's low, I should use my big ability now. It's like, wait, no. I don't have an execute ability anymore. That was last life. This is this life. That's not a thing.
Warrior with the strength and cruelty to avenge the fallen heroes of Parash Arena.
And I was just thinking that I should use No Holds Barred on this one, that I should use Inexorable Advance, like the big epic moment, because it's like, alright, this is the final fight, time to use our big epic moment, except that's not a thing. We are 21, not 30. Now, should I just be standing here tanking everything to the face? No, I should not. But will I because I can? Yes, absolutely.
Your enemies lie scattered and broken at your feet. Now is your chance to seize the mighty axe.
Okay, more trolls. Yeah, see, the animation for the AoE out of Fate Singer really interrupts stuff. It's actually quite slow. But it's fine. Because you can see, like, you stop and you point out with one crossbow and then you fire. So it really interrupts things. But that's just how it's going to be, I guess. That said, no real difficulties on Four Skulls. In fact, we were able to play pretty dangerously with multiple things attacking us that were champions, and it knocked us down to half health. Oh, speaking of health amounts, we took 21. We can put more points into things. We can ignore these. And we'll put points in these for extra charges. There we go. Now instead of 9 no holds barred and 4 Reaper boosts, it's 10 and 9. Which is much, much nicer. Now, the problem with coming in here on R4 is that there are beholders in here.
Sits by the fountain, lost in
And beholders can just straight up kill me because I don't have any spell absorb with me, at least. Ooh, I was not expecting that much damage from the track hounds either. Got a cyclonic blast for like 500 damage. Now, granted, we can heal that easily once we're out of combat, but if we got hit by like a disintegrate at the same time, we might have some problems. Alright, up we go. You know what? I'm gonna do this. Wait a second. I don't need to swap for search and spot. I have search and spot here. I only need to swap when I'm disarming, which is very convenient. Excuse me. Now, so Epic does take significantly longer than Heroic because you actually need to go everywhere and hit all of the runes. Whereas in Heroic, well, you don't need to do that. You just kind of be like, hi, here I am. Also, the Fear Reaper casually just meleeing me for 300. Like, excuse you. You're supposed to be like the guy who just randomly who stacks a bunch of dots on people, not who walks up and punches me for a bunch. That is 2. 2 out of 3 runes. But it is nice to have the extra cushion of health here from having 1800 with all the extra Reaper points. Actually, 21 is when we get up to 800? Yeah, 800 max. Are we at max? 46. Sorry, 43, 86. 93, 103, 113, 112, 152. 152 times 4. Is about 600. So we are no longer capped on our Reaper health since we hit 21. Because we could have up to 800, but we only, quote unquote, have 600. Oh, not here. Oh, interesting. Oh, I was like, interesting that I didn't find the control panel, but turns out I did. I just didn't notice it. And that is 3 out of 3 runes. As we move forward. Okay, yeah, sure. It looks like I won't be hitting all of the control panels, but it's fine. I don't really need to hit all the control panels. Like, we already got our 20%. It's not that big a deal, especially given that it's not like you're actually losing 10% because of how these things get added up. Now we get to shoot this guy a bunch. There we go. That is, of course, not all of them. But the next 4 don't spawn for a little bit still. They'll spawn by the time I grab this chest, though. So, we'll get the extra XP that way by stopping to loot. Go. And Featherfall on. Now, there is a more optimal route for this if you have a leap, but I don't have a leap, so we're not taking that route.
Like 100 voices in your head.
Where is it? There we go. Full stacks. So, you know, they're going away for now, but we were up to almost 200 ranged power, which is pretty solid for 21. Now, here is where we might want to Dimension Door, but we don't have Dimension Door, so we might actually end up fighting. Okay. So the Beholder does spawn, but we can snipe him from up here. Excuse me, Mr. Plague Reaper. Would you mind not beating me up that badly? Okay. And the Stalker jumps down. I guess since they phase in and out, that shouldn't be surprising, but somehow it is. There we go. Got our shorter term buffs back on.
Forceful winds threaten to send you off into the ether.
Should be able to get past these three. There we go. 1, 2. Yep. The third one was desynced, so we did not want to run forward into it. Also, if you didn't know this, if you just come around the edge here instead of walking forward, this Beholder doesn't spawn. Of course, there's also a set of rest shrines there, I think, when you kill the Beholder, so you can decide for yourself if that is worth it. It is not to me. And I do not have enough jump to do the way around, so we will be killing oozes.
The illusory ladder fades from view. Green ichor drips down from the branches above your head.
So I did consider that as well, actually. I think I mentioned it earlier when I talked about the split. In that if I was going charisma based, I believe I would go favored soul, because I don't think I would have enough points for divine might if I were charisma based, because divine might is, assuming you mean the one in the paladin tree, like if we want to look at Knight of the Chalice here, so that is 8 points. I have 6 free points. So, if I went charisma based, I would need to change some things around. And I think I would need to take the... What would happen is... sorry.
Forceful winds threaten to send you off into the ether.
No, I take it back. Because the other thing to consider there is that charisma is cheaper to get to hit and damage on, because you only need to spend 7 into Feydark. So... 7 plus 6 is 13, so I would lose, I want to say 6% double shot and 2 imbue dice in order to get that. Actually, with this split, yeah, I could go Feydark, right? Because the main consideration for Feydark is whether or not you have to burn a feat on magical training. And Artificer gets magical training, so yeah, we'd be good there. But yeah, so, but if we went with instead of Monk for R2, if we went with Favored Soul, then we could spend 4 points for the Favored Soul version of the trance, and 7 for the, for Feydark, Charisma, Hit, and Damage, which is a total of 11, which gets us one extra point, that we wouldn't have to have in Harper. So that was a possibility I looked at. I also looked briefly at Sacred Fist, but I was unfortunately reminded that Sacred Fist's charisma to hit and damage, well, that only works if you're centered, and you can't be centered with crossbows. So that idea got killed pretty quickly by reality. Which is, unfortunately, something that kills a lot of ideas. It's like, I've got this great inventive idea. Okay? Will it work at all? No.
A shadowy apparition materializes before you, seething with rage and determination. With her shadow sword defeated,
Go.
Orphne awakens from her reverie.
So yeah, I did consider it. Now, one major thing that made me go int-based instead of charisma-based is that I was an int-based assassin last life. Which means when I get this leveled up, I will have less gear Tetris to figure out, or less hunting through different mules to find the charisma gear, because I already pulled out a bunch of int gear. So that is the convenience of already having int gear available to me was definitely a consideration for going int as opposed to charisma. Wait, what? Oh, right. The pre-quest is still in heroic levels. Oh, Twitch looks like it's gonna force an ad on us in about 2 minutes. So I'm gonna start the ad now while we run through this heroic level thing. And we will start Vaughn 3 when we return. And we'll ban the spam bot. That's the other thing we'll do. Excellent. Great success. Of course, if you are on YouTube and not on Twitch, or you're on Twitch and you don't get ads, well, you're still here with me, so I appreciate that. Also, if you're on YouTube and you are getting ads, unfortunately, I cannot control that. YouTube requires you to have... I forget what the name of the program is, like their partner program or presenter program or whatever. Like, you need to be basically vetted before you can monetize your channel, and the monetization isn't really what I care about. What matters to me, actually, is the fact that when you monetize your channel, they let you actually control, like, when you run ads. When you don't have a monetized channel, like mine is not monetized, I have zero control over how many ads get run, when they get run, anything like that. So, unfortunately, while for the Twitch ads I can say, alright, we're not doing anything, I'll run an ad right now, I cannot do the same for YouTube. I should probably look into... Yeah, the AP is very tight with charisma based. Interesting that it's 27. So, okay. I'm going to talk about that in a moment, since you appear to not have gotten ads, which is nice. But we'll wait for anyone else to be back from ads in another 50 seconds or so to talk about that. Because the AP is also very tight on int-based. Actually, let me do some quick math here, looking at things. So yeah, we drop these 6 and these 12. That gives us 18. 7 goes into Fey Dark, so we have 11 left. I guess we only put 7 here because we make do with a 1-minute trance, which is awful. And then we go more. Okay, so. Alright, welcome back from ads. Here we are. So, while ads were running, you may have seen in the Twitch chat, so we got a comment about how tight the AP is on the charisma base. Of course, 41 Inquisitive, 7 Knight of the Chalice, so you only got a 1-minute trance. 7 Fey Dark, of course, hit and damage charisma. And 27 Battle Engineer. You'll note that I'm only 23 Battle Engineer. And we talked about this a little earlier, but most of you weren't here earlier. So, the reason that it would be 27 is instead of taking things like extra action boosts and intelligence here, you go up the left-hand side, so that you get 10 extra ranged power.
But what about those money goals?
There we go. So you get 10 extra ranged power when you're in No Holds Barred, which is what happens if you take Endless Fusillade and No Holds Barred at the same time. You don't get 2 separate things that you can both hit. They share charges, and you get 10 extra ranged power. And the reason I went for more charges and like some utility stuff is that if you look at these... Oh, I can't look at them while on a quest, but suffice to say, they give me 0 damage. So it ends up being 10 points for +4 to hit and 10 ranged power during no holds barred. Unless, of course, you take the inquisitive option of never taking your dual shooting thing, which I know was advocated for at one point, like based on animations per minute or something, but I never looked too much into the math to figure it out. But I know I saw claims at one point that single shooting was as inquisitive was actually more damage than dual shooting. But I never really looked into it in detail. And the reason we shove our face all the way into that door is that you get the timing to not get hit by the trap if you just run forward immediately. Otherwise, you know, it's a force trap. Force traps hurt. But yeah, that's why I didn't end up going 27 in Battle Engineer. That's Plague Reaper. Wait, that's a Plague and a Famine Reaper. Lovely. There we go. Another dry fire on the on Arrow of Discord. And we'll pop no holds barred for this set. Oh, wrong button. There we go. I wanted to use the AoE one. And a Famine Reaper. Lovely. Lovely. Oh, Stone Guard. That's why it was hurting so much. Alright. Am I out of combat? Or do the guys on the ledge see me? Looks like the guys on the ledge see me. It's okay. I don't use my spell points for anything else, so it's not too bad to just burn it on a lot of healing. Hello, I am killing you for the express purpose of being out of combat so I can heal myself easier. There we go. Now we should be able to drop out of combat. Excellent.
The inevitable footsteps thunder across a stone bridge ahead. Several drow flee ahead of it in terror.
We did get one stack of the fear dot, which is not too big a deal. And let's see. He should be popping up any second now. Any second now. Please attack me. I'm waiting patiently. There we go. Alright. Now we really want to disarm this trap, so we'll actually swap. We rolled a 2 and got success, so. That is a pretty nasty drain thing. Now, on lower difficulties and in Heroic, I would be only killing like some of these and not paying attention to a lot of them. But we are on R4, I don't want to pull Dungeon Alert, I don't want random champions hitting me from behind, so we are going to be a little bit more careful and actually kill things. Yep, okay. So it appears that, at least for the near future, until I find a way to fix it, we cannot use our AoE Fate Singer Strike. Nope. See? I'll use it now. Oh, well. He bled to death before I managed to. But it's not firing. Let's see, Fear Reaper, hit the button. Oh, it went off that time. Yay! With these guys, maybe I should actually drop into improved precise shot stance. Because I'm definitely not standing still.
You see signs of ancient architecture in the halls ahead. Vale's tribe must be living in the ruins of an older civilization.
And while the ranged shots don't, or rather the AoE shots don't like do a cascading like AoE as they pass through everything, they only, I'm pretty sure they just explode on the first thing they hit. And I think the default still pierces. I'm not sure on that though. Actually, now that I'm past the big groups, there's no real point to having improved precise shot on anymore. Like, nothing else is going to line up for me for the quest. Of course, if the quest wanted to do the funny thing, it would now line up to me just to spite me. But, you know, I'm sure the game would never do that. Just make me look dumb on purpose. Yep, there we go. Another dry fire on the Epic Strike. Well, I guess technically it's not an Epic Strike. It's the other... I don't think there's a unified term for the epic abilities that are not Epic Strikes. Because I'm talking about this one, like the Echoes of the Arrow of Discord. That, you know, it's AoE, it's got extra crit range, it stuns everything if you have 3 stacks. But it often just doesn't go off if you're inquisitive. And of course, we have to rebuff since we rested. Since we were down to only 3 charges of no holds barred. And I'm not really sure why I'm putting all my buffs back up when I know that the next section has a bunch of beholders, and of course they're going to dispel all of my buffs. But I guess, you know, I might as well. It's not going to hurt anything, and it doesn't cost me a ton of spell points.
You have entered a new section of the caves. You've never heard
Now, obviously, if I'm in that situation, I can kill them from far enough range that I don't get dispelled. Or I roll a 1 and I miss. Alright, that's 2 beholders down and we still have buffs. Let's see how many we can get. 3 beholders, and I still have buffs. As we abuse the camera to look around corners. Fortunately, he was very cooperative and did not turn around. He just kind of stared the other way. Because I think because we landed a stun in the beginning, and he just opted to stand there and shoot us with, like, fire beams. Alright, so there's a rune down there. There's a rune right there. No runes on the left-hand side. There's one right there. Oh, nope, there's the two. There's one on the ground here. Okay, I think that's all the beholders we need to fight to light the rest of these runes. So we might get out of here with our buffs intact. We'll see, though. We'll see if a random other beholder sees us and decides that... Yep, there we go. Random other beholder saw us and decided that he wanted to make us wrong. Also wanted to do a big chunk of damage. There we go. And now we can redo buffs as we go to the next section.
The clusters of giant mushrooms grow more sparse as you emerge from the beholder's domain.
I always mess up the jump here for doing the optional on the left, because I always bonk on things.
Ahead, torrents of water plunge into a pool far below. If you leap into the
I made it this
waterfall,
time.
there will be no turning back.
I probably didn't need to use No Holds Barred there, but, you know, we have 7 more charges left. So, it's really no big deal. We have more than enough to finish the quest out. Okay, this is not exactly good. Burning Blood is really rough on us. Alright. We did manage to kill the Fear Reaper before it got a stack on us, so we got that going for us. Okay, excellent. We took out all of the, well, all the weak packs. Now we just have the named group, which is a little rough because of the beholder they have with them. Alright, off we go.
Ahead, three champions of Theo's forces have arrayed themselves for a last defense.
Okay, hold her down. I did get hit with a, it wasn't a disintegrate, but it was another bane damage sort of thing. I think that was a horrid wilting that hit us for a bunch. But it is fine. We don't need to shrine or anything because we're not going to use up all the rest of our charges of stuff on the last fight. Now, this fight is going to be a little trickier, probably. We do need to rebuff, of course, because that beholder just removed all of our buffs. But... oh, we should probably switch off of our Feather Falling Cloak, too. Alright, we're going to run over here. Can he dodge? Alright, there we go. Alright. A little tricky on R4 in that we did start taking a decent chunk of damage. But we made it through. and only like 16 minutes. So of course, obviously, if we're going for the fastest XP, we would be on R1, we would be sprinting through everything. But, you know, I think it's more interesting to go on something that there is some risk instead of, like, almost none. Right, yes. Gather. How many inventory spaces do I have? 4? Okay. We're gonna grab the quest. And then, before we enter the next quest, we will actually go clear some inventory space. Just so we don't run into, like, you can't loot that issues. And this will work out well because we need to run over near the tavern anyway to do this quest. So we'll talk to a vendor in the tavern when we get there. Actually, how are we doing on favor? Yeah, we do not yet have enough favor for an extra bank slot, but we will in a moment. Actually, we don't really care about these quests. I'll grab them anyway because I'm here, and we might go back and do these later, even though they're not going to give us any XP, but if we want like House K favor. They're quick and easy way to get the favor. But mostly we're just going to clear bags here. Would you like all this randomly generated loot? You would? Why, thank you for taking it off my hands. I should probably just feed some of this stuff to my weapon. Like, a lot of these blues are not going to be worth keeping, but we will handle figuring all that out some other time when we don't have people to entertain. So we're just going to sell a bunch of this stuff. And it's not everything, but it's more than enough free inventory space that we're going to be able to run this quest and not run into issues. Do we want R4 still? Screw it. Why not? I did just notice that we are eligible to take level. The thing is, it doesn't make too big a difference. Like, I think the biggest difference in taking the level would be the, like, epic power that I forget if it's, like, 3 or if it's 5 range power. It is 6 per level? Huh. Okay. So yeah, we get 6 range power, which, you know, nothing to sneeze at. But also not gonna make or break the run. What's gonna make or break the run is gonna be like random Reaper or champion spawns.
An earth elemental rises from the ground.
Because that's what's going to kill us. Like, if it's just normal spawns the whole way, we shouldn't have any issues. But there are things that can spawn that will mess with us. If they spawn at the wrong times in the wrong places, etc.
A warforged worker beckons to you from inside the foundry. The gate crashes shut.
We'll just have to look out for that and handle that when it comes.
You hear something. Face set into a wall.
There we go. And if you don't know what the trap box is, when the ground falls out here, there it is. Succeeded on a 3 without switching to trapping items. I guess it does make a significant difference that I'm in like Fate Singer and I have a bunch of like plus to all skills stuff from that. Because even last life on int base, there were some traps that were giving me problems.
Clothing and armor. The floor grow warmer.
Let's not get disco balled. Wait, are we immune to disco ball as a robot? I really don't play them very often, so I don't know all of their invulnerabilities. Like, obviously I know like the breathe underwater thing and stuff like that, but not everything. That's a fear. I'm gonna back out of your range here for a second. There we go. We will want to use No Holds Barred for this next fight, because the red named has a ton of health. Oh. It's like, why are things not dying? Out of ammo! Okay. We will pop our, I want to say evasion, because like, that was the name in World of Warcraft for the big dodge cooldown. But it's not evasion, it's improved uncanny dodge. Unfortunately, there are still things looking at me, so our heals are very small. And of course, more things about trap boxes under the stairs here. Alright, don't have an angle to shoot him from down here, so to take the long way around to shoot. Right, we don't have enough jump to get up there all on our own, but you know. This is where improved uncanny, or improved precise shot works. It's like, look, a bunch of guys in a line. How convenient. Alright, trap box. So this disarms the trap, right? No. There are 2 trap boxes. Oh, and this one's not showing. Let's do a manual search. That trap box is a trick.
Lever locks into position, opening one of
there we
the
go.
north wing gates.
And now we can just go back. Now, obviously, this quest is much faster if you have a group so that you can split. So while I was over here doing this side, someone else would be over doing the other side, and then we all come together for the end. But no one has joined our party, because this has been a publicly posted party. Just no one has joined for any of Volta Night for this evening. Alright. There we go, trap box. Yes, I know there's a trap there. I do like the thing that they added with the icons over the head. It's much more noticeable than the old just like, I think it was just text on the screen, or maybe just an exclamation point. Aw. They wasted my no holds barred by putting a slow on me. We are actually killing things. You can tell because we've aggroed them and they've started shooting back, even though the game hasn't loaded their visuals in. So we can still like shoot them actually from here. And there we go. We walk forward, which lets us actually see that they are both champions. So, it's a good thing we learned that. There should be 3 here. Now, obviously, if you have a party with the right composition, you can speed this up with dimension doors as well. But you will need a person to let you back in. if you dimension door in this quest solo, without like a hireling set up, you can't finish it. You're just locked out of the quest. Because you go to the first room, and you pull the lever, and it lets you into that little like airlock antechamber thing, and then the assistant is dead, so he can't let you in any further. Now, obviously, if you left a hireling there, or if you have a party mate there, then they can let you in. But if you're alone, no dice. You're just stuck. I have made this mistake before. Learn from my mistakes. Don't do it. It's annoying. Yes, yes. I realize that you're spawning out of the boxes at me. Oh, wait. You have remnants on the ground? Go. And for some reason, this one like spawns after you go in and pull the lever. I never figured out why it was, but it just is. There's an extra trap on the way back. Presumably there was some alarm triggered. Could have used the dog to pull the lever and avoid all the extra fights. You know, you're right. I hadn't even considered that, because I'm not used to playing pet classes. I mean, I think I'd still have to walk most of the way up there, and then like walk back down and then tell it to pull the lever. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that would work. Good tip. Thanks for telling me that. I might use that in the future. Alright, killed 3 out of 4. It's fine. I just wanted to have more of the more of it running through this route, which is slightly larger. Excuse you. Alright, we already have Ingenious, we already have our trap bonus XP. So we don't need to go to the rest shrine. Hooray! Full damage to them. Oh, let's see. So we have the doggy style rune. Excuse you. Then this goes to N. Carnage Reaper. Go. Now we, what is it, F? F. Yeah. And N, and I think the last one is dot? Yes. At one point, I actually went in here, and I mathed out the optimal way to do this. Like with the fewest total clicks and returns on it. The order I just did is not the optimal way to do it. But it's like 1 click less than the optimal way. And it's easy to remember. You just start with the one in front of you and then go around to the side. So if you're ever wondering like, is there a faster way to do this? Yes, but not by much. Just go in and go clockwise. It'll get you almost the optimal way of clearing them.
The turn of the key unlocks the heavy doors.
go. So we did use improved uncanny dodge on this. Takes reduced damage. And it's healthy. Fortunately, the iron golems here are not. They only have like 1/10 the health of the master control unit.
To end this madness.
Oh, right. Keys in the chest, not the speaking stone. There we go.
Voice echoes through the foundry. This complex will
So we don't have that much dodge.
5 minutes, please.
So we're gonna have to
immediately.
Excuse you. There we go. Okay. Alright. Fine. Fine. We'll swap things around. I don't know why it's not letting me hang off the ledges. Because that's what I was expecting to happen. It's like you jump, you miss, you hang, you grab, and you go up. But for some reason it didn't let me grab them. So. That's the one I actually want to target here. The Mythical Defenders, not worried. The Plague Reaper, a little worried. The thing is, I don't actually have to rush this. Like, are you on a timer? Technically, yes. But is the timer actually of any real concern in the year of our Lord 2025? No. No, it isn't. It might have been a concern at some point, but not in, like, modern DDO. Jump here. And there. And everywhere.
Haywire's voice is heard from a nearby speaking stone. I know you're running for your life, but this is important. Keep your ears perked for further instructions as you hustle out.
Where is it? Carnage?
Keep running until you reach the exit. 3 minutes. As soon as I see someone reach the exit, I'm gonna count to 20 and seal the blast door. There ain't time to
Alright, good. Now we just need to kill a couple elementals, and we're good to go.
From deep within the factory reverberate down the corridor. Stay clear.
Now, if you have, like, a dash, like wings or abundant step or whatnot, you can just jump across this and finish up. But we do not have that on this build, so we wait for the bridge to come down before we move forward.
Until self-destruct.
Hiccups.
You feel powerful elemental haywire gestures to the glowing quarterstaff on the lectern. Take it. You earned it.
Alright. There's a ladder now? In case you fall? Because I know that if you fell, you couldn't finish. Or if you... I guess it also helps if you dimension doored. Like, if you dimension doored late, of course. If you dimension doored early, then it's still not going to save you, because you still can't get in to pull the levers. Not sure when it spawns in. Okay. It also wouldn't make sense for it to spawn in super early, like, so you climb up to the top, like, before you've done the 2 wings, and you can just, like, run through backwards. Like, that wouldn't make much sense either, but I can see it definitely being a quality of life thing for, like, you tried to jump across and you missed, and now you're just, like, locked out. So, or for, more specifically, and what it's more likely for is people who joined late, so they can actually get loot after joining late. Let's see, we will go take 22. Yeah, that is a nice thing that they added something like that. Take me to the marketplace. This Demon Web quest has been up for like 2 hours. Either someone's taking a super long time, or it's stuck. Or actually the third option is he put up the quest and forgot to take it down, which I have definitely done in the past. Let's see. Toughness, Arcane Actions, Double Strike, Channel Power. I think this is the level where there's like nothing good for me to take. Like Arcane Actions, like Universal Spell Power, and 2 Imbue Dice when I use an action boost. If this were for the duration of the action boost, it would be amazing. For 6 seconds? No, because I'm going to lose the first like 2 seconds due to the wind-up on No Holds Barred, so it's like 4 seconds of 2 Imbue Dice. Not useful for me. Double Strike, Mage Armor. Spell Powers do not help us. Face Me, of course, is Threat. Don't care about that. Guarded Actions. Theoretically useful, I guess. I think we're just going to end up taking Holy Strike, because there's nothing else here that's useful. Like, we could get another Pierce. I already have Pierce Adamantine from Racial. And I can grab, and I'll grab Pierce Cold Iron from, oh no, Pierce Cold Iron is not in the Fade Tree. It's in the other one, but in any case, I think we're just going to take Holy Strike. So we do extra damage, and we get Ghost Touch. So that's nice. So we don't need to worry about wearing this ring for Ghost Touch anymore. So we can switch to this improved Deception ring. And of course, we now have 4 points. What is this? Favorite Enemy Fae versus 10 DR, Main Hand Implement, and some Universal Spell Power. I mean, not the worst, but 10 damage reduction when you're in Epics is just not good enough to bother with. But we're still going to bank the rest of these points, because, again, next level, like, once we have all of it, so assuming that we are at 23 and we are at the end of 23, we're going to have 16 points, so 5 more than now. So we'll have 9 points to spend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 4, 5. And then my 6, 7, 8. And then we'll only have like 1 point left. So we can get like a little bit of Fort Bypass, or 1 point in Rain, or 1 point here to start building towards getting the sonic damage on my Epic Strikes up. Right, any other parties? No other parties. Okay. So we've got R10, Gatekeeper's Hostel. I guess that's one of the new ones. Something just got added. Oh, Dreaming Dark. Gotta be flagged. Interesting. So, do we have anything more to spend here? I mean, we could, but it's not useful to us. Which means we're back to looking at our quest list. Oh wait, no. We want the epic levels. So, in our level range, there is, of course, there's Storm the Beaches, there's Spies in the House, there's a bunch of stuff. I don't want to do Spies because I don't have jump, and it's annoying if you don't have the jump. I mean, of course, I could buy a potion. What is my jump at? Skills. Jump. 31. So if I have a plus 10 jump potion, it's fine. Alright. I think we're just going to end the night with spies in the house, and we'll bring a jumping potion. And I think we'll go with R4 as well. They're dirt cheap. I'll buy 10 just in case. And off to House D. Spies is this away? Now, the one downside to playing something like DDO on stream as compared to something more, we'll say, active, like League of Legends, is it's harder to find things like clippable moments and all to post elsewhere. But that being said, I like DDO, and of course, it's what most people are here to see. So I have good reason to continue with it. Perhaps add a... There's an option, of course, to just add a third stream day and just have like 2 DDO days and one like other like backlog day. Because of course, like many people, I have a let's call it a well-populated Steam backlog. So I could, of course, always go back to that. Get around to things on stream. Get a little bit more variety going. But for now, I do love me some DDO. If you couldn't tell from the character with, you know, 100-something past lives. Or I don't know exactly how many past lives I have. I've got one of most classes. I've got all of my racials done except for one race. So that's like 40-ish right there. And I've got, I think, either all of my epics done or I'm missing one. And then iconics, I don't have that many done. But I'm working on them. There we go. Control panel.
You hear churning water rumbling somewhere deep below you.
Drink a potion of jumping. There we go. 41 jump. A lot of sonic damage. Alright, I'm going to switch to Featherfall Cloak, of course. Get just more out of our jump. Of course. And I missed everything on the way down. I was like, wait, no, I'm standing a little bit too far forward. I'm going to hit them. I'm going to hit the gas. I'm going to hit the, like, air vent. And it's like, oh, maybe if I stand very still, it won't launch me. And it's like, and that is not how that works. It launches you if you are in this hitbox. And I, unfortunately, was in the hitbox. There we go. That one twice. Come over here. Enough jump to get up here and around here. There we go. There we go. It's like, oh shoot, that guy. It's like, no, he's hidden behind a valve. You can't do that. Right, control panel's on the other side of the gate. That is fine. Okay, we're just gonna walk up to you then. There we go. Alright, that was enough to open this gate, which means we can pull this. Well, turn this. It's not a lever, it's a valve. I default to saying pull. I'm not sure why. Go. Grab us. A little bit of free extra XP there. And if you don't have freedom of movement, it's really important to disable these, because otherwise this whole thing gets covered in grease, and it's like, it's grease plus air vents. It's basically impossible to get back up. So, of course, if you have freedom of movement, you're fine. Or you can disarm the trap. Whichever way works better for you, or whatever build you're on. See, we got kind of caught in the air vent there, but not all the way. And we did have our artificer spells wear off, so we'll fix that. I always forget that that other AoE shot has the Sunder effect on it, just because I really don't care about the Sunder effect. It's like, does it help me crit more? I suppose so? Because it's not like I have full fort bypass. Yeah, but I have 77%. And I have the, Actually, I was going to say, and I have the proc from Inquisitive, but I looked at my buffs, and I already have the proc from Inquisitive buff on me. So, that is when mostly buffed. Yeah, I'm down to only 2 stacks at the moment. Now, it's possible, if you time the air vent right here, to jump across this gap. Like, if you get on this air vent, or not that one, there's another one like next to it. But we don't want to do that, because we need to go through this way anyway. Now, the lightning floor hurts a lot on High Reaper. So we're going to try to avoid stepping on lightning floors for as long as possible. Go. We have so far successfully not stood in lightning. That will not be the case for forever. We will run into it eventually. $33K. No big deal. Took a little bit longer than I expected, but I suppose that just means that I was expecting the wrong thing. Alright, we'll loot this. I don't think there's anything good in it, but we'll loot it anyway. Can of essences. Why not? It's interesting to see the purple numbers on the Sonic, because purple means they're weak to it, but they're not innately weak to it. It just means that they took the vulnerability debuff that I have already, like, on the first shot, which is nice. More valves to turn. Alright, don't know why that heal didn't go off, but it's fine. You do you, DDO. You just decide that sometimes spells don't cast.
You hear a woman's voice asking for help up above.
Kaylan deftly climbs her way out of the sewer, pausing once to look back and wave her thanks.
Alright. One more valve. And then we go up to the lightning floor section, which is likely to be the most difficult section of the run, as it often is.
Fire and brimstone assail your nostrils as elementals appear in the pit. They won't let you pass without a fight.
Oh. Well, I'll be damned. I've never managed that jump before. All the way up to the valve, bypassing the lightning floor completely. I'll take it. I've literally never seen that before, and I've run this quest a decent number of times. Now the question is, do I try to time these air vents, or do I drop down onto the lightning floor? And the answer was, we timed the air vents. Alright, so that's open. Okay, so we need to redo these buffs. Why are my shots not hitting that? Hit boxes, please. Okay. No lightning along the very edge here, if you didn't know that. We take one tick in getting away from the very edge onto those. And then, of course, the champion method's just like, would you like to take like 400 cold damage from one breath? And it's like, I would prefer not to. And he did not believe that my consent was important in the matter. Go. Oh, there's two different vents here? Lame. Wait, do I need to turn that at all? I'm gonna go check. Because right now it doesn't look like I need to turn that vent. And if so, that makes things very convenient for me to learn in the future. Off we go. Well, I don't know what there hit me for 400, but it hurt. Fortunately, we have a lot of, let's say, spare health. Just pull both. Because we have evasion, and we can do that. Hi. Alright, and that should bring us to the end of the Blood Road. There we go. Easy 180k. And a token. And we are now in the harbor. We did get another destiny point, but as we mentioned before, not useful until we get our level 23. Which we will not be doing tonight, unfortunately. It is after midnight here on the East Coast of the United States. So we're going to be looking to raid out on Twitch and do nothing on YouTube because I don't know how that's supposed to work at all. So let's just double check for potential raid targets. Let us see.
Navigating.
You fall down a chute and tumble out of the maze.
Interesting. I opened it in the wrong tab and now it was catching that. Let's just see. Looks like we got Cormier and also on Inquisitive. So let's toss y'all over to Jack Dragon. And thank you all for being here. So, right now we get to do the unfortunate content creator speech. Like, comment, subscribe, etc, etc, etc. Follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, because those are the free options. I appreciate the free options because I use them myself. There are also paid options. I think, like I know you can subscribe on Twitch. I don't believe you can do anything on YouTube, which is great. It means I don't have to deal with it. But most importantly, thank you all for hanging out, for spending your time with me, which is, of course, the biggest gift. So we're going to raid out here on Twitch. If you like the stream, you can, click the buttons. You know how that all works. If you didn't like the stream, don't know why you're still here. You can go somewhere else to someone that you actually like. But if you're somewhere in the middle and you think there's something wrong that could be improved, I am always open to feedback. Not to say I won't do it necessarily, but I will at least listen to the idea. So, once again, thank you very much, and good night.